What's going on, family? What's going on? Your welding coach, Joe Brown, aka Black Phoenix, checking in. And today we are going live at the Goodwill Academy off of Scott Hamilton Drive in Southwest Little Rock. I'm in Southwest Little Rock, family. Just wanted to repeat that again. This is a 16-week welding program, family. And the beginning of next year, or the end of this year, when we start the new one in December, we should have an 8 weeks and a 16-week welding program. The 16-week welding program will gear around stick welding, and the 8-week program will gear around MIG and flux core welding. So it's going to be a win-win for those who want to join in and get involved. Today, I wanted to actually go live, answer a couple questions on stick welding tests, give you a couple tips. I've been having a few people that's diving into stick welding, and they've been having some issues on getting everything established. I just want to throw a couple pointers out there for anyone who is diving into stick and working on stick, especially if the testing time tends to be the nerve breaking time. You know, you got everything on the line and you got to do good. So I love to say, try to do things to kill the anxiety of, the test. As long as you've been putting in the work, you've been doing your thing, you're going to be okay, fam. You're going to be okay. The main thing is just to stay focused and remember the tips you learned while you was doing the process. So one of the 3 tips I always give on stick welding, beginners who have never did it before, if you keep these 3 things in mind, once they pow and hit you, you're going to be like, I see what he was saying. Your gap to your metal, you want to keep it tight, family. You want your arc to be so tight that it's literally kissing the metal. The arc force is keeping it off. It's going to be about an 1/8 inch. It's going to be real tight. You want to keep it tight. Your angle, you want to make sure that you maintain anywhere from a 90, probably no more than a 15 degree. 90, no more than 15 degree. That'll be anything other than that is actually excessive. So you really want to be between the 90 and 10 sometimes. The other thing is your travel speed, how fast you're going. If you're going too fast, the bead is not going to lay in there. If you go real slow, the bead is going to start spooling out. So you have to find that right speed. So I always say that it's good to start off in a flat position because it helps you learn the travel speed. You literally have to get it down. And if you're running 70-18s, it's a drag rod. So literally all you have to do is drag. Now, if you're running anything that you have to manipulate, 60-10, 60-11, you're going to do some circular motion or some back and forward motion. But the main thing you want to do, family, to make you sufficient in stick welding good is to keep a tight arc, a tight arc. I'm talking about flux. I'm talking about stick welding right now, but I was talking about flux core earlier today, but I still can give you some tips on flux core. So the main thing when you're working on this is actually a scrap 1-inch trepon. So I made up a scrap 1-inch trepon, and so we're gonna do several videos on this, and we're actually gonna fill this whole trepon out till it comes to the cap. And on this 1-inch trepon, this is gonna be where your money is. If you're doing stuff that's 3/8, you can beat decent money. But if you do a test that says a 1-inch, that's mean you are unlimited thickness, you're tending to make more money on an unlimited thickness test. Inch or above, that's gonna be where the money is. So when you're doing this 3G uphill, it could be for a bridge, it could be for structural, it all depends on majority times. If you structural unlimited, they'll do a 3G uphill and a 3G overhead for unlimited field welding. And actually, it's a company, Lexicon, their field division. If you can pass the uphill stick and overhead stick 1-inch test, they start you off at $26 an hour off the top. But they do travel. So if you into the traveling and moving around and going in, I like that. So if you into that, you can make good money. So if you pass this uphill and overhead, you can start off at 26. Now this is in Arkansas. Everywhere you go, family, the prices are different. Minimum wage is different, and it might have more of a welding culture in certain states. So you might be able to make more money. But here I have to say that they do a lot of construction work, and they're doing a lot of repairs and fixing things in some of these factories and also on the highway. All you have to do, fam, is start Googling welding recruiters, start putting in travel welding jobs on Indeed and stuff like that, and a lot of them will pop up, fam. All you have to do is find a company that travels, and there's a lot of traveling companies out there who actually need some good, dependable people. So you will be surprised. You will be surprised. Now, some companies be real big, so you might just be a number. So you want to check out the company. But there's a lot of companies out here that really do a lot of traveling work with the stick. I love stick welding, family. I love all of it, but I really like the stick. I really like the stick in flux core and MIG because that was what opened up a lot of doors for me. I had made good money TIGging, but I like to stick and go though. I like the flux core fast and MIG, and I like the stick. You know, because I can stick on pipe, I can stick on structural, I can do it all. And I enjoy doing the stick because it's an outside thing. You know, I heard a guy say, oh man, that's a man's, that's a man's rod. You know how to stick rod, fam. So, you know, I love to say, fam, once you get it, you got it. But there's a couple small techniques. Salute, thanks for the love, fam. Thanks for the love, I do appreciate it. There is a small few techniques in getting you started in the stick welding. So the first thing I do want to say, like I said earlier, your travel speed, your gap, and your angle, them gonna be your main thing. And preparation, always clean your material before you get ready to weld it. It's always gonna make it better when you putting your beads in. It's gonna make it lay in a lot smoother when you clean everything. You know what they say, cleanliness is next to godliness. So keep everything clean, and then you don't want to have too much amps on the rod, especially if you're going uphill. If you're going uphill, normally the uphill is going to be cut down a little lower than if it was flat or overhead. Okay, go check it out, family. I don't know anything about it other than that's what my mama seen when she introduced me to welding when I was in prison. She seen a Tulsa Welding School commercial. Now, I did drive by the Tulsa Welding School in Tulsa, so I know where it's at. I drove through it, but I never been there, never got an interview, never, nothing. You know what I'm saying? But I most definitely, my mom introduced it to me when she heard the commercial, family, so they've been around for a while. I don't know. It all depends on what you're doing. I don't know about that down, but when you're using the 7018, you never go downhill, family. It's an uphill rod. Honestly, I don't know anything about the Missouri Welding Institute other than the TikTok videos you done seen and the commercials I done seen, fam. I really don't know a whole lot about it. But they do have a pipe fitting and a welding school. They have a pipe fitting up there. They have a welder thing up there. They have a few different deals they got going on up there. So, you know, each state do have some things going. I would say Google what's hot in your state. And if you're in that area, you can just go to, you know, what's ever hot in your state, because it doesn't mean, just make sure as long as they got a good welding instructor, fam, I think you're going to be okay. So it don't really matter where you go, but you do want to make sure they got a good welding instructor, not just a good welding facility, because you can have a great facility and then the person that's teaching you isn't good. No, I weld in the field, fam. I do shop in field. I'm like a 50-50. It all depends on what state you in, family. I'm gonna say between 17 and $25. Depends on what you're doing. Fresh out of school. The proper heat. You got to make sure you got the proper heat and you're doing the proper patterns or drags. Make sure you got the proper rod, or if it's too thick, make sure that you preheat the metal beforehand. I do both, family. I actually did both. I did structural and pipe in the field. I did both. And I made more money pipe welding in the field. But then again, I ended up making the equal money structural welding in the field because I had my own rig. So I was a contractor. So it still worked out for me. If I was doing structural or pipe, I still was making good money. Now, I had did both carbon and stainless with pipe, and I did both of them, family. Yeah, I'm actually about to get ready to do some here in a second. Yes, you do move up. It all depends on, salute. It depends on what you want to do. If you want to be a shop person and you want to learn the fabrication and the basics so you can jump to the field, go in the shop. If you just want to stay outside, you like the outside, learn all you can out there. It's all based on the individual. Me personally, I like everything. I would say learn it all, because later you'll probably end up falling back doing some fabrication and building some things on your own. So you want to learn how the shop operates. And then you want to learn also how the field operates. There's nothing wrong with learning both. That way you'll be more of an asset to yourself. So today, we're actually going to start. I ain't got a root pass in here, so we're going to start on our root pass. And I got it set on 95 amps. So I'm on 95 amps, and this is a 1 inch, 6 inch coupon. 1 inch, 6 inch coupon. Here in my shop, salute. Thanks, fam. Here in our shop, we start them off on 60-10, and then I put them on the 70-18. I like to start them off on the harder rod first, kind of like Fred Flintstone paddling with his feet. That's what the 60-10 is. And then I throw them a Cadillac, a 70-18 out of there to get it down. They say, man, what is 70-18 a lot smooth? But we only test 70-18. All of our tests are 70-18 all the way out. And a lot of the testers in the field people that we have talked to are 70-18 all the way out. So we don't do pipe welding, or we would do, open joints, open roots. So all we do is testers 3/8 with a backing strip here. Now we do have the ability to test you with the 1 inch as well, for those who want to pay, but they have to pay for their own testing. But you can get tested here for 1 inch or 3/8, either or, So with that being said, fam, I'm gonna put some smoke. I ain't put no smoke in the air, but I'm gonna sit down on this one, fam. I'm gonna sit down, I'm gonna relax. Now I will say this, when you end taking your test, you can relax. You can get everything fine-tuned. And I have seen many places that say, hey, get relaxed. They even make sure you relax, because they want you to produce good wells. Thanks for checking in, fam. Thanks for checking in. I appreciate the love and support, man. For those who don't know, I haven't checked it out yet or subscribed, check out my YouTube channel. It's Your Welding Coach on YouTube. And for those who want to follow me on Instagram and also send me some pictures of their welds and we can communicate on there, it's Your Welding Coach on Instagram as well. What's up with it, homie? Thanks for checking in. So we're going to start with this 60, with this 70-18. It's a 3/32, and we're burning 95 amps. And we're going to start on this root pass. The main thing you want to do, you don't have to start on the bottom of your backing strip, but you do want to start on your backing strip. Start on your backing strip, then transition into your plate. That'll be best. And start right at the plate and start transitioning, because if something happened, then now with this test, if it was a D1.1, you can use a grinder, but a D1.5, you can't. So you always want to be cautious and make sure you make room for your next well. Always stay ahead of yourself. And then this root pass, you just want to make sure you tie it into the sidewalls. You want to put a nice, good, solid root. It should take you 2 rods, maybe a piece of a third one if you're going real slow. But you tie it in good. But you want to make sure you tie in and hesitate. You want to keep your movements real tight. Don't do no real big zigzag. Just side to side, family. A slight Mississippi. Just want to make sure. I want to make sure you burn into the sidewall. And just make sure you burn into the sidewalls. If you got to put a little bit more rod in there, that is what it is. Just make sure you burn in, and then the rest of the test is going to be easier for you. So I made it about half of the plate. You see, I made it about half. And that's normally what you're going to do. You make it about half of the plate. I try to run it down to the numbers and try to stop close to the numbers. That's my main thing. Hold on, let me grab something real quick. We're gonna knock that top off. Keep it going. So normally, if I'm testing, I don't knock the slag off the whole well until I'm done with the whole well. Salute, salute. Thanks for checking in, fam. Sometimes, family, you'll run into that problem. If you're running, you said about your 6 bead, sometimes your plate can be too hot. So if you let it ease up a little bit, normally you'll be good. But if the plate get too hot, it can cause undercut too. Hesitate on the side walls, fam. Hesitate on the side walls. So normally you'll do an upside down horseshoe or zigzag or whatever you do, but it's the same thing. If you're going downhill with that route, just keep that puddle in front of you. That's the main thing. Uphill is a little different. Like I say, I like to shoot for a 90, but with a slight push. That's normally what I have. Normally I start about, I say, about a quarter above the existing well. And sometimes you can get in where your little arc be trying to, you got to fight it. Like I had a piece of, I should have looked at this, but a piece of the flux that came off the rod. And that's something you got to watch over too, because that can happen. Woo! I made it to the top, but I lost my flux. Starting out, so it kind of poof, did some weird stuff on me. I'm like, well, it'll be all right. It'll be all right. So normally it'll be that first one that frustrates everybody, and then after this one, they can go on and dive into it. What kind of electrode are you using? Because you want to have it at the proper speed, and if you have it too slow, it will go out every time. You want to have the proper amperage. If the amperage is too low, it'll get stuck all the time. If you're using rods that's been stuck out in the elements, and they've been outside and they've been open, a lot of times those rods will have moisture in them, and they'll be hard to get them stay. You could be welding with it, and it'll just go out. You're like, what in the world? I done had it happen, fam. Bad rods can cause you a headache. You would think something was wrong with you. You get a batch of bad rods. What you just said, change your rods. Because if it do that right there, you be like, hold up. But I've been in that situation, fam. I have been in that situation. Get this. I'm about to put my brush on there. All right. So we throw our root in there. And we got a decent root. We got a good little root. I actually had, like I say, on this one, I had the amps at 95, which was okay. but the machine still seemed like it was kind of hot. So I really could have dropped it down to 90, but I just stayed on 95. But I'm gonna drop it down. So each machine, like I like to say this, each machine is different. So make sure you can fine tune that machine. Thanks, fam. I'm using 332nd 7018, and just make sure when you're doing this that you kind of get you a scrap piece before you test or whatever to make sure that the amperage is right, because I have seen this many a time. I said, oh, I always set the machine at this and that. Well, each machine can go up 5 to 10 degrees different, and that rod might burn hotter on 95 than the other rod might burn lower. You know what I'm saying? So you have to literally test it. I like to whip it, fam. Whip that 60-10, fam. It's gonna drop them dimes for you. Fam, you know what? I can do an open root with a 60-10. I'm gonna get a chance to do that. I'm going uphill, fam. I'm going uphill with the 70-18. You always go up with the 70-18. You can weld in all positions, just not down. Because that slag is too fluent. It'll run into your weld. So now we're diving into our hot pass. So on your hot pass, you want to weave slightly over your root pass. It ain't really a weave. You just slightly moving it over to build that center up. I think that's good. And after you do your root, I would, in my personal opinion, do stringers all the way out. Now, if they don't allow you to, or you're not comfortable with stringers after you done put this root in, comfortable with weaves at all, just go stringers all the way out. Don't stop. Stringers gonna be easy for you. Yes, sir. 70-18, family. I'm using the 70-18. No, I'm using 332nd rods all the way out. 332nd. So on this one right here, we're gonna do a slight weave over our hot pass that we just put in. And I think, like I say, I like to do it that way. Some places will tell you, to do stringers all the way out. But if you're comfortable with doing the second one, because you're really not doing a full weave, you're doing a slight weave. It's not really a full weave. Salute. Thanks for checking in, man. I was born in 80, so you been getting to it, ain't you? I was born in 80, fam. So let's dive into this one. Like I said, we're gonna slight weave over our hot pass, slightly. No major, nothing major. Thanks for the shares and for the love. I appreciate it. Let's dive into it, fam. Make sure the rod is locked in too. Make sure you hesitate a little bit to prevent undercut. Just hesitate a bit. Now, this is what I like to do. You see how I popped out of there? I always like to do that when I'm testing because I like that crater to be in it. So when I start back, I can dive into that crater and keep it going. Yes, I'm using the 332nd. I don't have any aluminum, family. If I had some aluminum, I could do it, but I do have everything. I just don't have no aluminum material. I'm using 332nd rods. I'm using 7018 stick welding uphill on an open, with a backing strip with a 1/4 inch opening on a 1-inch coupon. My bad, fam. My phone got to doing some funny stuff. Yes, sir. This is a trade school, 16-week program. I teach here and I teach privately. I will get to that, fam. Right now we testing. So I just dropped this one in, and we're about to get ready to clean the top of it up, and we're gonna dive back into it to finish this one out, and I'll let you see what this one looks like. I do it all, fam. I'm a combination welder. I do it all. But here we only teach structural welding. We only teach flux, MIG, stick, and the intro to TIG. Just the intro to give a person the introduction to it. We don't do a full course on it. But let's dive into this one and finish our hot pass. Yes, sir, I do it all, family. I'm a combination of welders, stick, TIG, and MIG. I do pipe and structural. That's what I like. I don't never tell my left hand what my right hand doing, family, and you should neither. So don't never discuss money with somebody. If they do, they ain't the one you should be discussing it with anyway. So anyone that asks you that, they ain't fully educated on why you shouldn't ask nobody that. But I'd never tell my left hand what my right hand doing, and you shouldn't either do. Never do that, fam. Yeah, I will. I actually got some inside of I got a series for those who are interested in learning more. I got a series in my bio now. If you hit the bio series, I have one that say Beginner Welder 101. Over 3 hours of content for under $5. I think it's like 4 something. Great videos, family. I'm doing every position, and I'm using 7018 rods. I'm doing stick welding. I'm doing TIG welding. I'm doing flux and MIG, giving you some tips in all of those processes. So if y'all got a moment or you know someone that needs some good tips, check that series out, family. I'm telling you, it's a game changer. Over 3 hours worth of content for $5. You can't beat it. It's a win-win situation. I done made a lot of money from welding, fam. The most I ever made was over 100,000 a year. That's for sure. And then you get into building products, and it's just a welding is where it's at, fam. It's a game changer for sure. Thanks for checking in, family. Thanks for checking in. I say from a 90 to about a 10, no more than a 15. But I shoot for a 90 and I have a slight push. That's what I shoot for. I don't have a video that explains blueprints just yet, but I should have been did one. But I'm going to do one. There's so many out there, but I want to bring it from my own standpoint. So I will create one and have it on here in a series and on my YouTube. So I have a lot of more extensive education on my YouTube too. So the videos are longer. So if you have the time, just go check out the YouTube channel and you can watch extended videos too. And I'm talking about some specific things. Now let's take y'all into shot. You can see this. So that is my hot pass, fam. That's the hot pass. So normally once you get there and whoever testing you, they look at that, they be like, oh shoot, you good to go. Now it's just repetitious, fam. String of beads, string of beads, string of beads, string of beads, all the way out. String of beads. No more weaves, none of that. It's gonna be string of beads all the way out from here on out till we finish the process, fam. And I think that just makes it a lot more easier and safer for the person to finish the test. Salute, salute. Glad you in that program, fam. What is underwater welding, fam? You gotta look it up, fam. Google it. Watch some videos. I can tell you, but actions speak louder than words. Speak it to the phone. I swear you'll see some cool videos to give you all the info you need. Stay at it, fam. You'll get it. Anyone that has tried to learn will learn. I have never met anyone who didn't want it that didn't get it. Everybody I met that wanted it got it, family. So as long as you motivated and you want it, you gonna get it, fam. No, I'm not religious, fam. No, I'm not. But I am a spiritual man, and I do believe in God. It all depends on what you're trying to get into as far as the hours. No, I haven't. And I pray I never do. Okay, you in Mississippi. Okay. Hopefully you good over there. If you ain't, you need to come to Little Rock. We got some good money here for you. Salute, salute. Thanks for checking in. Thanks for the love, fam. Yeah, I like the way the TIG welds look. Tips for dual shield, fam. The main thing, fam, is just get your angle right. Make sure you have at least a 5/8 to a 3/8, 5/8 to a 3/4 stick out, fam. And I think you're all right. Make sure that your gas is cut up to at least between 30 and 40 pounds, and I think you'll be okay, fam. About 35 probably will help you out. Make sure you got a good proper gas flow. You got to strike it like a match, fam. Yes, I welded a 332nd 7018 on 90 amps, fam. I'm running 90 amps. And I'm about to get ready to run another one. I just showed y'all, before I do that, just in case anyone missed it, that you see my high pass. That was the high pass. Hopefully y'all can see that. I know it got them. Hopefully they got no glare on it. And then now we finna start with the stringer. So you can pick whatever side you wanna go. Left to right, right to left. The main tip for aluminum, keep it clean. Keep it clean, and it welds better if you clean it. You're gonna have to practice the technique, fam. You just gotta practice the technique. Now with this one, all we wanna run, I'm gonna run just a stringer bead. You can pick left to right, but I like going right to left. That's how I like doing it. I go this side and swing over. So some people start different, but remember, you're always preparing for your next weld. So you don't want to go too fast. You know, you want to be able to put some weld in the plate because you're going to be putting some beads in. So don't just run real fast and have a whole rod left over because it's going to take you forever to fill this coupon up. Woo. You want to make it run. So I will say this too. When you're filling in your stringers on your coupon, this is 6-inch. They come in between 6 and 7. Get your speed down where you can literally make no tie-ins. You want to start and finish without tying in with your stringers, and that's just gonna make it a whole lot easier for you passing the test. It's gonna be less tie-ins, it's less restarts. It's just gonna help you out. Ooh, that turned in real good. The less tie-ins, the better. Bring your little closer, fam, so I can kind of see what I got going on here. I got a lot going on. Let me see. No, you don't have to graduate to apply, not to become a welder or in our program. You just got to be 18 years or older and with the finances or get a scholarship. Yeah, fam, I would say learn it all if you got the opportunity. Salute, salute, 15 years old in welding class. Salute, salute, 17 years old. Get it, fam. Start off young. Start off young. Why were you worried about a small piece of undercut in a high pass and you're going to be running at least 18 to 20 more passes to fill this up? See, that's petty because that's going to happen, fam. That's going to happen. But all of that is going to get covered up because you got about 20, 30 more passes. So you don't be petty on stuff like that. See, I can tell people that be petty like that, you probably got some personal issues too in your life you got going on. Petty ass. Block. That's what I do to people that's petty, fam. They come on here saying BS. Hey, I'm going to say something, fam. I'm here to help anybody. I want to see you win. I want to see you win. But I'm not here to talk spit, put nobody down, or to criticize you because you went to the left a little bit. This is educational. We learning. We're going to act like we all beginners. Ain't nobody in here going to step on nobody else, fam. And if I see somebody stepping on somebody else, I block them. And if you come here with some BS, I'm going to block you. You know what I mean? We're going to keep this straight 100 legit, fam. We're going to keep it 100 and keep it moving. Yeah, you know, a lot of companies that have the robots, they still got us to work on them. We still got to fine tune the robots. Multiple passes. Passes mean stringers. The more stringers you put in, multiple passes you put in. Salute, salute, man. I appreciate that, fam. I appreciate that. Thanks for the love. You in college, stay at it, fam. Nah, you ain't got to pay no $20,000. Now, some places are big in numbers like that. But nah, it all depends on what they're teaching you. I do it all. I'm a pipe fitter and a pipe welder, fam. I can fit in well. Make sure you keep it tight, fam. Keep it tight. So the main thing is, fam, is to just keep in mind that when you learn it, fam, keep in mind it's just like a child. The process. It's a process. You're not going to get it overnight. You know, some people catch faster than others. That's just what it is. But don't get discouraged that you ain't got it getting started, because you're going to get it, fam. Salute, man. I appreciate that, fam. Just like I say, fam, I respect everybody. I want to see everybody win. But I'm not big into putting nobody down. Nobody down, stepping on nobody. I'm not big at talking about how much money I made or what I got. None of that stuff matters to me, fam. You looking at somebody that did 11 years incarcerated, fam. So I have seen the bad side of life, and I got out and seen the best side. And now I'm in the middle, and I really see what life is about, fam. So I don't boast, I don't brag. I ain't got to do none of that. None of that, fam, because I know who I am as a man. You know what I mean? And after doing time, it lets you know that. And being out here just let you know everybody is different, but once you go through a certain amount of pressure, you know, you don't take things so seriously. You're not petty. Like, I'm not petty. Like, even when my students are struggling, I still see the progress. See, I look for the progress in a weld. I don't just look at a weld and say, man, you know, you did bad. Nah, he just started. I'm going to say, well, you did good right here. Keep that. See that little edge you got? That was good. So keep that up, what you did right here. I'm not going to knock on a person because it is what it is, fam. Ain't nobody going to start off with this stuff, right? You know, we all trying to figure this thing out. So I wanted you to see that string, but I didn't clean it. I just kind of, you know, knocked it off. I'm going to brush it, and then we're going to dive back into the next one. But that's just a raw stringer. So you just want to have a good stringer in there to prepare yourself. And then you can keep going. My bad. Make sure everybody can still see me.